You're looking for a show, follow Next Sound Studio. No other place to be. Going live every week on a different frequency. They'll be artists of the highest quality. Leaving their heart on the stage. You be so happy you came. I bet it be hard to find the vibe you get every time. You are cordially invited to the hottest digital party. If you came to party, if you came to party, you came to get down, get down tonight, get down tonight. We're live tonight, live from the next.
Welcome to Live from Next Sound Studio. I'm AudioJay, your host for tonight, as well as this show's creator. And I thank you so much for tuning in. First, let me tell you a little bit about who we are and the movement that I'm trying to create. I began engineering in 2007, and over time I have met so many artists that have inspired me in many ways. Certain artists have had the emotion that captured me in a way to create my own brand. I wanted to build relationships with them because they bring authenticity and they have a story to tell. Since COVID struck, I felt music was missing that connection. Now we have the opportunity to make that connection happen. Live from Next Sound Studio is offering the next level to music entertainment, connecting independent artists with their fans. In each segment, you will be entertained by independent artists of all genres as they perform their music here live. In addition to those performances, you will be linked through our director's cut in an in-depth conversation discussing the artists and their lyrics. As this is our first episode, we are excited to kick the first segment off with Seda, a Latin pop artist from the Bronx whom I have worked with at Next Sound Studio since 2014. During this time, we learned to lean into those emotions instead of running away. It was during this time that we grew as artists. Watch along as we take it to the director's cut, where we hope you will find out a little bit more about him, followed by our first live performance, One More Time. Also be sure to like, share, and subscribe below.
I have this new song actually, One More Time. And that's what's starting this new journey. Because this new journey of music it's starting from a point where I wanted to quit music. And that's what this song is. It's a love letter to music. And this is the beginning of my journey, because Indestructible was the beginning of Wonder Child's journey. And this journey is like where I'm re-falling in love with a lot of things. And One More Time kind of is the centerpiece around this next journey, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's really what I'm working on right now. I don't want to work on a lot of other things. I'm not trying to collab as much right now because I love collabing. I'm on so many collaborations. But I think it's time to sit down and work on just me. You know what I mean? My music, and see where the hell I want to go next. Because, you know, I lost my way a little bit, but I know I'm speaking to mad artists out there who've definitely lost their way after already creating stuff. I don't want to say it's lost your way. I think that it's you challenge yourself.
That's what I was going to ask you more about.
You know?
The losing. Yeah. Like, can you talk to us about losing your way or the challenges that come along with being talented and not necessarily knowing how to hone in on those talents and how to do it. How do you continue to do it? Talk to us about that.
Ooh. You're right. It's not easy. That's why when I always have conversations like with like other artists or just people about the music game that I love so much, even though it breaks your heart, but it also fills your heart. You know what I mean? But with nothing worth having is easy, right? That's what I've learned in my life. Nothing worth having is easy. You can't expect things to just be a smooth ride because that's not how life works. And that's what I had to learn, because as a kid I dealt with a lot of heartbreak and pain. So I'm strong just from that point in my life. So now I know that I was built for the music industry. However, I just felt like I needed a break from it because I had been going for like 4 years now, too much, where it was just like it affected relationships in my life and just personal things, and that's why I think I got to a place where I just needed to kind of sit back. You know what I mean? Because like I said, in order to know where you're going, you kind of have to know where you've been, and you really have to kind of deal with the scars and deal with things from the past. And I think that's what I had to do. So, but music was that one thing that led me to it. So constantly, music always saves my life. So even though I almost turned my back on it, it wasn't ready to give me up. So you know what I mean? That's what One More Time derived from too. So it's me telling music, I know we're not over. I'm sorry for even thinking that way. And people are gonna probably find that crazy because it sounds like I'm talking to a lost love. Like I played this song recently for several people in my family. They're like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'm like, "I'm talking to me. I'm talking
I was
to
wondering
music."
I wondered
Like,
the same thing. I'm like, yo, who broke Sada's heart?
No
Oh,
one.
he's so sweet. Don't
Thank
break
you.
his
No, I
heart.
mean, listen, heartbreak. We all get heartbroken, right? That's part of life. I learned heartbreak early on, so it's just like I'm equipped for that. And the one thing I never thought would ever happen was music. Me wanting to leave music. I couldn't believe even feeling like that. Like, I'm like, when I even said those words out loud, it made me. That's when it really hit me. I'm like, oh my god! And then people like supported me and saying, "You're crazy for doing this." You know what I mean? Which led to me even being on this web series, because if I quit recently, it literally I would not have been on this. So you know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason, right? And we're here, and I'm blessed, and I'm grateful to be here. So I'm grateful to still be doing music, even though I almost took it for granted.
And we are very grateful and blessed to have you here. You heard him talk about One More Time. We're about to check him live singing the song. Awesome, awesome song. Look for the video to be coming out soon, right?
Everything. That's
Whole project is going to be coming out soon, so look forward to that.
Right.
Please enjoy this next song as I've enjoyed it. I've really, really enjoyed my time here with you, Seda.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed the time. I hope you got to learn a little bit more about him. Check him out. I'm going to let you do your plugs one more time for everybody out there to hear.
Yes.
And after that, we're going to take you into his next single, all right?
Woo. Right. So again, my name is Seda. I'm a recording artist, performer. Book me for all of your live events. You know what I mean? We can talk about price later. But you can find me on Seda Sounds everywhere. That's YouTube, iTunes, that's Instagram, Facebook. You know what I mean? Everywhere there's a social media platform, look me up. It's Seda Sounds. Thank you. God bless.
Seda Sounds it is. Check them out.
There's a love letter to music. We almost broke up with each other. So now I'm just saying, what if we try one more time? So now I'm taking it there with y'all.
one more time.
Oh my God!
I hope you guys really enjoyed that performance. We will hear more from Seda later tonight, but coming up is New Rochelle's own Kanye No Luck. He is a hip-hop, pop singer, songwriter that we caught fresh off his European tour with Ito Ferragamo. And you can check out his new EP, Read Between the Vibes, on all music platforms. Here he is performing his track, Fool's Gold, live here at Next Sound Studio. Please enjoy the vibe, and we'll be back.
So, you know, niggas always do dumb shit. Back in the day, I used to do a lot of dumb shit. I had a girlfriend, and I was just doing dumb shit. I had to just be real with myself, so. Looked in the mirror, saw the truth. And I said, why do you do those things you do? You need to just take a minute, think it through. But I'm like, I refuse to be made a fool. Check. My girl think I got a problem cheating, and a problem talking, and a problem flirting, and everything that's walking. I'm like, hold your horses. I don't do this often, but you've been acting out, so I gotta move with caution. And thank you to my ex-girlfriend, who led me to my next girlfriend, and showed me just how whack girls get. And baby, you can gloss them shits, but I would never trust those lips. Nah, but could you blame me? I mean, if she was faithful when it was tasteful, this wouldn't change me. But I thank God we went to the shop, got rid of the babies. Cause out of the stress, instead I am blessed, my nigga, you saved me. And I might be a little too addicted. Oh, I might be a little too addicted. Might just be a little too addicted. From this attention from these different women. It's Pepper. Look in the mirror, saw the truth.
Right?
Yeah. And I said, why do you do those things you do? You need to just take a minute, think it through. But I'm like, I refuse to be made a fool. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed that performance. Stay tuned for his next track. But next, we have Michelle Singz, also known as the Voice of the Bronx. She is a hip-hop R&B singer, songwriter, who has performed over the tri-state area. I met Michelle back in 2014. She introduced me to her self-titled album, My Heart, My Life. And I was immediately captivated by her sultry tone, and I knew that this is something the world has to hear. Let's take it to our director's cut, which will be followed by her performing Random Thoughts, here live at Next Sound Studio. As always, please like, share, and subscribe below.
I was a clerk at an after-school program, and I was involved in a lot of kids' lives with just a little bit of paperwork that I did. Anywho, I felt like I wasn't getting paid enough for this job. I love my job, but I wasn't getting paid enough, so that's one of the lines on Random Thoughts. So that was a random thought I had one day. I was doing a lot of paperwork, and I'm like, I get up every day to a job that I hate, and I'm underpaid? Whatever. Then there was another random thought where, out of nowhere, I'm just talking about this guy that I'm in love with, but he was involved with someone. But even when he was involved with someone, I was like, I'm still hanging out. Like, I don't care. Like, let's go for a ride, baby. Like, we out. But then there's a point in the song when I'm like, you know what? I can't do this to myself. But that's just very random. But it made so much sense to me. Period. So, I hope y'all like it. Yeah, music. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, yo, shit. Hey, hey. Listen up. Yeah. Something's going on when you're not around me. Things are going wrong and I'm incomplete. About to get this paper have no control over. I need to move on, cold shoulders. Yeah, I'm getting tired right now. I'm not where I wanna be right now. I need to take a flight right now. Yeah, but I can't right now. When the smoke clears and my eyes gone, what should I do now? That's facts, right? Wow. I said, when the smoke clears and my eyes gone, what should I do now? But check this out though. Yeah. There's this guy, yeah, he loves me. He thinks I'm funny, but I'm clumsy, that's a fact. I'm serious, but I'm silly, that's real. And I get busy when he sees me, when he steps into my city. But I'm getting older, my heart is getting colder, and I can't move past shit. I'm thinking marriages and kids, but I had my life and he had his. No matter the time, baby, let's go for a ride, baby. This A1 gon' drive you crazy, fast. But I pushed him away, one more every day, until he's completely away. I'm getting tired right now. I'm not where I wanna be right now. I need to take a flight right now. But I can't right now. When the smoke clears and my eyes gone, what should I do now? I said, when the smoke clears, what should I do now? I don't know, but I tell you one thing. I know that I'm a bitch. My bitch. And I get mad over shit I can't fix, and things I have no control over. Yeah. When the smoke clears and my eyes gone, what should I do now? That's my song, Random Thoughts, y'all. You can find that on all social media platforms. Everywhere. The lyrics too.
Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that last performance. This next song by Seda, I couldn't let go unnoticed. This is a song that I listened to personally. I asked Seda to perform Deserve because this song was the first song I heard off the album Wonder Child, and that led me to want to hear his live vocals. Up next with just that is Seda with Deserve. These vocals prove it all.
I wrote this when I was down in the dumps, you know what I mean?
Oh, yo!
Yup, I was down in the dumps. You don't get heartbroken at some point, right? It's called karma, because I broke somebody's heart, so shit, karma's a motherfucker. Right, I did it, and I wrote it. Back, shit, I love how you broke that down. I'm grateful. Unfaithful. Until now, I realize, keep giving you love, giving you love, giving you love you don't deserve. I'm all out of love, I'm all out of love, all out of love you never earned. I can do it, I deserve it, and what you give to me
Ever felt this way? If y'all did, put your hands up. Come on.
We want more.
So dangerous. You know you're so toxic. Toxic kind of love. Keep giving you love. Giving you love. Giving you love. You deserve I'm all out of love. All out of love. All out of love. Whoa, whoa. Deserve better than what you're giving me. Oh, whoa, whoa. No, 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 no. You don't deserve. Don't deserve.
Wow, Seda, you did your thing on that one. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Now let's take it back to the director's cut with Kanye No Luck, followed by his performance of Vent a Little.
Welcome back. As promised, here I am, Will B. Walker, your director. I'm in the studio live with Kanye No Luck, having an in-depth personal conversation. Let me tell you, I haven't known this guy for long, but my experiences with him have been amazing. One thing that I do know about him is that he is an incredible lyricist. And just to prove that, I'm just gonna put him on the spot. He gonna welcome us up and open us up with a little bit of vibe. I'm sorry, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You're the man of bars. I love your bars. Can you bless us with a few of your bars just to open us up while we start to talk about you?
What's going on? I go by the name of Kanye No Luck. Out of New Road, man. I say, let me catch wreck. Better realize who's next. I'ma show them guys who's best. Only give you your respect when you in the shiny new Benz, new vibe. Her and her friends, who's first, that depends. Let's see how I feel by 10. Henny shots, 2 or 3 in, little herbal for the blend. Said a man hanging on the limb. I'm a puller with some verbal and a grin. Both of those, that's a win. Fab, what world was you in? I don't need Chipotle for her to sin. 88 birthed the gem. I could tell that story through a pen, but they listen from beginning to the end. I don't do this for pretend. See the evil spirits walking in. Pray a verse, never see them shits again. I don't every now and then. Smoke after smoke, what it's been. I can hear him now, like here you go again. G-O-D, G-V-N. That's God-given with a spin. The reason I'm in this bag that I'm in. The reason I got this bag coming in. I moved to the outside looking in. Y'all niggas been looking trash ever since. I'm just speaking facts, dog. You ain't a stand-up nigga, that's your dad's fault. But you kept the shit alive, tip my hat off. I'm only here cause greatness is what you asked for, nigga.
Hey! Salute, always. You heard it live. Another one here.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
There we go. So behind
that
every
loosened
you up a little. I'm
Yeah,
glad that
that
loosened you up.
loosened me up. Yeah,
So behind every great man, I know there's a great woman. I want to talk about your past a little bit. I know you grew up in New Rochelle.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about your childhood a little bit. Let's talk about who this young man was. Let's talk about who this young lady is in the picture. Let's talk about you growing up in New Rochelle and how that was for you and how you started to cultivate into this man you are today.
That is wow, that's a good picture. That is the first queen I've ever known. That's my mama. Yeah, man, it was me and her. My pops was there, but he wasn't, we didn't live together and shit, but we lived together and shit. You know what I mean? It was there, but that was my mama, man. We was in New Road together. That's where the New Road thing came from. My pops was out of the Bronx, you know what I mean? My whole family is musically inclined, whether singer, person who plays instruments, writers, dancer, whatever. Pianist. My grandmother who passed away, she was a pianist, and my father made beats. He rapped. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was there. It was always there. That's my first fight was in New Road. My first time I rapped, I was in New Road. My first friends were in New Road. My first girlfriend was in New Road. So New Road made me the nigga I am. You know what I mean? So
as you're talking about New Rochelle, I don't know if it's about New Rochelle, but like like when I heard you perform Away, it made me think about like it's just like nostalgic. It just has like a old school like nostalgic, but that just gives us that nostalgic feeling. I hope that's what you were going for, the vibe that you were going for. It just like took me back to my past. So you mentioned that your mom is a pastor. I just want to talk a little bit more about that. How is it being an artist? Religion and everything like that's as a background. How does that cultivate you and affect you as an artist?
Well, my mom's is my biggest supporter, so it's kind of crazy. But the thing about it is, I don't really do. I ain't shooting niggas in my rhymes. I ain't disrespecting women in my verses. I'm not degrading women in my verses. No hard curses ever. You never hear hard curse from me. Probably like F-bomb or nah, probably not. So, and I was like that because my mother, I grew up a church dude, and I couldn't curse. And I remember being young and I watched the movie, Malcolm X movie with Denzel and Spike Lee, and the dude told Malcolm X, a man that curses, he curses because he's afraid to really say what he want to say. Like, and I'm not afraid to say anything. So it's like, what I got to curse for? I'm going to just tell you how I feel. That's just an expression. If I curse, I'm angry. I'm mad about something. But in my music, there's no need to curse. There's no need to do all of that. Yeah. We're going to get on the stand for this one. Can I? Yeah. Look, I go to places where nobody wanna go in. Subjects are touching and talking and so uncomfortable. I usually sing in the key of C. On another note, the longer you pray for my drowning, the longer I'm afloat. So all this hate on Pep and made him stronger, really. Ain't that the greatness of some? I wanted more to feel me. And how to bring so fresh, but wasn't born in Philly. The name plays in the streets, now they on the Billy. No point intended, I say what I want them to hear. It's No Luck, and that's the name that I want them to fear. And I ain't cocky, just focused on making it clear. Cause y'all the ones that hold it down when they nothing but stare. Yeah, now why's it hard for me to get on? Pissed off, how many flavors I gotta shit on? I can take a break for a week and still live strong. Got enough records that died, still live on. Yeah. Sing it with me one time, won't you? I said, now baby, can I vent a little, vent a little, vent a little? Yeah. Yeah. I said, baby, can I vent a little, vent a little, vent a little? One time, can I do it one time? Hold up. You want the crazy shit? Back in the days I wasn't popular. Why? I can't call it. I should have been a popular guy, but I can't force it, so I let the thoughts sink in my mind. Now I'm contagious like a tick in my eye. And I know they sick of it. Me living so limited, so now they think I'm shitting on them. From this time I'm pissing it, they like, damn, you're killing it. Yeah, don't mention it. Way colder than Michigan when they welcome in winter and how ironic. And the name is Pepper. I leave the beat the best to do it or the greatest ever. They told me trying piece of fails. I made the effort to make first class at every single big endeavor. It's making noise. Black bottle worthy, chickens all thirsty, begging me for kisses full of nuts, all Hershey. Good habits keep me with my lungs all dirty. Sunday hallelujahs for the Lord show mercy, amen. Yeah. Sing it with me one, sing it with me one, yeah. Yeah. Baby, can I? Right. I promise you the one time I'ma do the most. And ain't nobody perfect, but damn a nigga close. I ain't looking for the glory, I'm looking for the glow. I'm getting it for certain, just letting niggas know. Can I get a little? Yeah. Alright, yeah. Yeah. Oh, can I get a little? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, can I get a little?
Cayenne. That's the attitude you need most of the time. And speaking of venting, watch this next director's cut with Michelle Singz. As always, please like, share, and subscribe below.
And we're back with Michelle Singz. I hope you enjoyed Random Thoughts as I did. And we're moving further into her career. We're going to talk about, hopefully, a moment that I feel should have been a monumentous moment in her career. But I don't know. Maybe she'll tell me more about it. But I know that you performed at the Apollo Theater.
It's showtime at the Apollo.
Listen, growing up, the Apollo was a part of
Right.
my Saturday night.
Right.
It was Apollo, then it was bed, then it was wake up for church. That was it. That was a part of my Saturday night. And you got to perform there. And I just want you to tell us a little about the background leading up to that, your experience performing there, and we'll go from there.
All right. So the Apollo, you guys, was the best experience I've ever had in my whole entire life. As a kid growing up, I used to watch the Apollo with my dad and my siblings. So we would sit in front of the TV yelling for whoever was the best artist.
Sinbad hosting.
Right. Steve Harvey was
Sinbad.
They hosted for a long time, right? They started changing it later on. So I was like, oh my God, I would love for one day to perform at the Apollo. But performing at the Apollo is very scary. Very scary, but it was the best experience ever. It was like a dream come true.
So, if it's my understanding that you didn't perform, you performed there more than one time.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So, you want to tell us about the different times that you performed at the Apollo, or should we not?
No, we are. We're gonna talk about all 3 times I performed.
Was the lucky Apollo? Was the Apollo log not good to you?
No, the Apollo log was good. First and foremost, y'all could catch this on YouTube, Michelle Singz. At the Apollo, my name is Michelle Solange. I think it was because of the application. And Michelle Solange has a ring to it, by the way. So you can go online and you can see Michelle Solange performing at the Apollo. Anyway, the first time I performed at the Apollo, this was the second time. The first time I went to support a friend that was auditioning for the Apollo. He said, yo, you got to pull up. Like, you should audition too. And I was like, all right, like, I'll audition. I just wanted to see what's up, like how you get up in here. So the line wrapped around the block, literally. It was like American Idol. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I wasn't prepared. I didn't have a chair. I'm standing outside for hours. Anyway, I made it in. The first time at the Apollo, I could not stop crying. I could not stop crying because it was the best thing. Like, I'm like, yo, as a kid, I watched this show and I'm here. So in backstage, you can see all the artists where they autograph a wall. You can see Michael Jackson. You can see Eddie Murphy. You can see Mary J. Blige. You can see everybody basically that was there. So the first time I sang My Life by Mary J. Blige. And that song speaks to me. Anyway, I performed it and I was so nervous. You ever heard somebody with the sheep voice? The whole time I was singing like this. I couldn't stop. I had my family and my friends there, and they helped me get to the next round, which led up to this performance here.
But that was the second time you told us about. So we leaving the third time out. I didn't catch footage on that.
All right.
Want to tell me about that third time you were on
I'll
Apollo?
tell you about the second time real fast, too.
Okay, tell me about all of it.
So the second time, I'm like, I bet. I made it to the second round. Now I know what to expect. Before you perform, you are doing like a sound check, but you're doing sound check in front of all of the artists that's there. It's not like you have a time to go upstairs and do it on your own. So when you do that, you're nervous, again. So I'm like, oh snap, I bet. I'm the first person to do sound check. My friend from Baltimore flew in. He took a bus over just so he could do background for me. And now this day, I'm my most happiest, like, facts. I'm back at the Apollo. Everybody check me out. I'm here. And I sang Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan. One of the most hardest songs that I sing now. So I sang that. I blew it. I killed it. And I don't remember placing, but I know I was back a third time for the Apollo. I can tell you that much.
Oh, just that third time.
So you want to hear about the third time?
You're avoiding that third time. We want to hear about the third time.
I'm not avoiding the third time, but for each time you have an experience, you feel better and better and better. When you ride a bike, the first time is a little wobbly. The second time, you feel like you got this. The third time, you good at it, but you might fall. So basically, my third time, I rehearsed like crazy. I went to a rehearsal studio. I picked 3 songs. And out of the 3 songs, I picked the one that I was singing the best. So I decided to sing, I forgot the name of the song. Daylight, I wake up. Redbone. I decided to sing Redbone. And I wore a yellow shirt, black pants, these nice bright burgundy shoes. My hair was popping, my makeup was popping. A lot of my friends didn't show up though. So I'm like, oh shit. Even if you're good, you can get booed off the stage. Guess what happened? It's my first time talking about it with y'all. Next sound. So I come out on the stage. You gotta rub the log, if not you're gonna get booed, right? I rub the log. I start singing my song, and I'm killing it. Y'all could go see that on YouTube too. I'm killing this song, and I get booed off the damn stage.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the situation.
Listen, so I'm coming out. I came out with my little shoes, and I'm walking in my shoes or whatever. I'm little. I don't want my heels or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, hi everybody, whatever. I got booed off the stage. I was embarrassed. I cried, and I felt like I didn't want to do the Apollo no more because it wasn't like back in the day where if you were bad for real, you get booed off. But now is if you have supporters and followers, and an entourage, you're great. Because I've seen people make it to the next round off for just the applause. So the Sandman likes to dress up, right? So that day he decides to dress up as Little Richard. So he's dressing up as Little Richard, right? So I'm singing, and you can hear the siren, but he's not coming out. So I'm like, oh, shit, like he's not coming out. I'm going to still sing. I'm going to finish the song. So this Sandman come out dressed like Little Richard, kicks me off the stage. I called everyone a hater at the Apollo. And then he's tap dancing. And then he goes, oh, wop, bop, loo, bop, you just got booed. And everybody was dying. Everybody. Yo, I do not play this YouTube. You can see that on YouTube. Michelle Solange get booed. And I think they just started putting up the videos of people getting booed. I was like, oh, hell no. So he comes downstairs and he said, look, I'm so sorry. I did not want to come out, but the sirens was siren. Is that a word? I don't know. And then some of the parents that were there supporting their children came down as well. And they bought me flowers. Somebody bought me a drink. And I was just like, look, I'm ready to go. But it was a good experience at the Apollo. Did I go back? No. But maybe one day. Who knows? I don't know. Michelle Singz. Send me your location. Let's focus on communication. I just need a time and place to come through. Where? Send me your location. Let's ride the vibrations. I just need a time and place to come through. All right. Little affection, some of you loving, little attention. What I be wanting, I just want someone to come through. I got some things I want to show you, and I do things that she won't do. When we do. That's real. You gotta be different. You heard? This is what I want. I want a foot rub, booty rub, growing up, OG Kush. Yeah, so loud that I can hear it outside, so high that I ain't coming outside. Netflix and chill. Come get your free feels. See your lips on mine. I mean your lips on mine. It's my dirty mind. Send me your location. Let's focus on communication. I just location. You can only find it here.
Welcome back. That was that sultry tone that I was referring to. Michelle did her thing. Let's take it back to Will with the director's cut with Seda.
We mentioned your Wonder Child album before,
Yes.
and the last track on that album, Brave, such a song that is fitting for the times today, which was written many years ago.
2 years, I would say. Yeah.
Oh, well, 2 years ago.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry, but
still-
still,
No, who would have thought?
who would have
Corona,
thought
right?
that it would be so fitting for the
Right.
times? So you mentioned earlier about you wanting to have music that's timeless and
Yes.
limitless. So I think you definitely proven the point with this song. Just
you.
talk to us a little bit about the process and the lyrics and everything that went into making this song.
Gladly. That's my favorite song on the project. So if none of you know that song, it's called Brave from Wonder Child, and it was like I ended the project on a positive note because I started with a song called Deserve on the project. Just to tell you kind of like the beginning and the end sequence real quickly. It was like Deserve started out on a bumpy ride, but I wanted to land on a smooth landing, you know what I mean? Because yes, there's many peaks and valleys or whatever, but you gotta stay positive because eventually you will make it through whatever
End on a high
storm, right? End on a high note and a positive note, right?
Yeah.
It started kind of, I felt like I was walking out of something that I knew that I deserved better, and at Brave, I realized I'm strong and I'm brave enough to get out of the situations that no longer are good for me. And that's where I kind of, and I wrote that song honestly to inspire kids. And the funny thing about that song is that now adults love that song. And every time I perform it live and people don't know it, that becomes their favorite. And I would have never thought that. Like I always just did it as a self-indulgent thing because I loved it, you know what I mean? But that's the power of music. And that's why I believe as an artist, you have to also sing about the times and you have to also sing about uplifting things because people need that. And people go to music for everything. Right? We go to music for sex, we go to music for emotions, but we also go to music to lift us up during dark times. And there's got to be artists out there that talk about it. And if they're not, well, you can go to my music. I talk about everything. You know what I mean? So, and Brave speaks to that person who is feeling down and discouraged. And right now, during these times, a lot of people have felt that way, you know? And that's why I performed this song at the web series at Live and Next Sound Studio, because that song I wanted. I still want people to hear it, and I think I'm always gonna sing that song because no matter where I am in my life, that song always just gets me through. Whether I'm happy or not, I always connect to it, and I'm just like, you know what? If I leave from a show and one person connected to that one song, then I did my job. You know what I mean? I don't care for it to touch everyone as long as I touch someone. That's why I do music, and that song speaks to that. You know, to that person that I need to get out to every single time. That's why I'm always gonna do that song. And during Quarantina, my guitarist, because that's what I call it Quarantina, and you know what I mean. He recorded because he didn't want to be. Unfortunately, he was being safe, which you should be safe, obviously, right during these times. He recorded it from home and sent me a beautiful rendition of my song Brave, and that's why I did this version for you guys. So hopefully everybody loves it, you know what I mean, because I love it, you know what I mean. I'm just hopefully just vibrating that joy with it and that positivity because I feel like we need it, you know what I mean.
Perfect. I feel the same way.
Yes.
The song spoke to me. It will speak to you. It will speak to your kids. It might even speak to your mama.
Facts.
Please check it out. Live from Next Sound Studios. Here we are. Check out Brave, Seda.
Sometimes it hurts, break you down inside. We fall down and we get back up again. No fear in the eye, move your head to the sky. Head to the sky. Your struggles and your troubles, they don't define who you are. Every
really enjoyed this performance of Brave, as it offers some light in a seemingly gloomy time. The words of the song say, no matter the obstacle, anything's possible. Now, closing out the show is Kanye No Luck performing Faded. As always, subscribe and share. We'll see you soon with episode 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna end the segment with this one right here. Let me hear y'all energy one time. Let me hear y'all energy. Yeah. Let me get a little. Gotta tell them before. One thing you be in the game is enough with the score. But I bet you they love me when I pull up in the mall. Feel like I live with no ceilings. How they look up in my flaws. Still I'm the proper nigga. Sun always shining on me, the father figure. Take a leap to my level. Maybe I'll party with you. But till then, I'm cold up in that whirlwind with your shit and my girlfriend. Don't judge me, the whole world saying that I'm good. Yeah, never been better. Smash your girl overnight, and it never been wetter. I was like, damn girl, you good. She was like, yeah boy, that's right. I was like, shit, what else we gon' do? She was like, shit, whatever you like. I was like, bet. She was like, yeah, put on her leg, over her hand. I was like, damn, what is this called? Whatever it is, it's better than sex. She's over the top and baby can blow. Knocking it down, I give her the blow. To pick your half a little bit more. Maybe forever, my nigga, I'm so.
Only smoking mirrors got me seeking me and you.
Right.
Ain't only so much they could chew.
Right.
I'ma be the man who really think they could do. I try to tell them. Yeah, I try to tell them. Yeah, I try to tell them. Yeah, I try to tell them. I try to tell them. Who said it's me and you? Only smoking mirrors got me seeing me and you. All the niggas fighting, so much they could do.
It's only so much they can do. Niggas full play, on train to that full state. Lemon juice, palm bake, got a nigga in the home with a mind state. And I'm long gone when I'm gone. Tap a smoke in my lungs. Since it's you, her, and her girlfriend. Some work off to my song. You can make a pop, but it ain't no corn. Make a rain, but it ain't no storm. Slow back joints, nigga, they all born. Some so rare, they keep those on. Since I wanna play as no doctor. Doing home business, I mean it's your doctor. Show me your boots so a nigga can knock them. No luck, we making them jockers, nigga. Pepper. Right.
I'm gonna be the man who really is the nigga do. I try to tell him this. Yeah, I try to tell him. Yeah, I try to tell him. Yeah, I try to tell him.
Let me break it down.
Who said it's me and you? All them smoking lyrics got me seeing me and you. All the niggas fighting, only so much they could. It's only so much they could. It's only so much they could chew, nigga.
It's Pepper.
If you're trying to party and celebrate life, tune in the next Sound Studio tonight. It's live at 8 with the hottest in the state. So tell a friend you wanna take them out of space so they can unplug to a new level. With different artists who take it to a new level. And you never know what you gon' get. And you never know what you gon' get. You might get rock or you might get rap. You might get R&B with the boom bap. You might get a band or you might wanna dance bachata.